Hello, students. Today we are going to do one of the last but the most important period which is prescribed in your course, that is called the Neoclassical Age. It is also known as the Augustan Age. And you have two poets which are there in your syllabus, mainly John Dryden, and you have the poem Shadwell and the Power of Music. Then you have Alexander Pope, and you have the literary criticism, the poem. So I'll start with the definition. The neoclassical literature, it is also known as the Restoration period or the Augustan period or the Age of Johnson. Now, understanding the neoclassical era helps us better understand its literature. This was a time of comfortableness in England. People would meet at coffee houses to chat about politics, among other topics, and sometimes drink a new warm beverage made of chocolate. It was also the beginning of the British tradition of drinking afternoon tea. And it was the starting point of the middle class, and because of that, more people were literate. People were very interested in appearances, but not necessarily in being genuine. Men and women commonly wore wigs, and being clever and witty was in vogue or in fashion. Having good manners and doing the right thing, particularly in public, was very essential. It was a time too of British political upheaval as 8 monarchs took the throne, starting from Henry I to Henry VIII. Now, what are the characteristics of the neoclassical literature? Neoclassical literature was written between 1660 and 1798. It was a time of both formality and artificiality. This time period is broken down into 3 parts, as I told you before: the Restoration period, the Augustan period, and the Age of Johnson. The neoclassical era is nestled between the Renaissance and the Romantic periods of literature. Though this period lasted only for around 150 years, its influence can be seen in the literature of the present age also. The neoclassical period of literature is also known as the Enlightenment period. The term neo means new, while classical refers to the Roman and the Greek classics. Hence, the name is aptly coined as neoclassical. Neoclassical literature emulated or copied the Greek and the Roman styles of writing. This was also the era of the Enlightenment, which emphasized logic and reason. It was preceded by the Renaissance, means Renaissance came before, and it was followed by the Romantic era. And in the Romantic era, we have great poets like Wordsworth, Coleridge, Keats, Shelley, Byron. In fact, the neoclassical period ended in 1798 when Wordsworth published the Romantic lyrical ballads. Neoclassical literature is characterized by order, accuracy, and structure. In direct opposition to the Renaissance attitude, where man was seen as basically good, the neoclassical writers portrayed man as having many flaws. They emphasized restraint, self-control, and common sense. This was a time when conservatism flourished in both politics and literature. Some popular types of literature included parody, essays, satires, letters, fables, diaries, novels, and melodrama. Stages. Now, for the sake of convenience, experts had divided this era into 3 sections: Restoration period, Augustan period, and the Age of Johnson. So first, let us take the Restoration period, which started in 1660 and ended in 1700. After the beheading or the killing of King Charles I, the monarchy was restored, and so this period got the name Restoration, means getting back. A new era had dawned with epic works such as Paradise Lost by Milton. Milton can be called the pioneer of the neoclassical age, and he produced this great epic called Paradise Lost, which was in 13 books. 11 were Paradise Lost and 2 were Paradise Regained, and it is still considered as the greatest book by Milton ever produced in English literature. It also saw a new age of both sexual comedy and wisdom, with works like The Country Wife and The Pilgrim's Progress, respectively. While writers like Richard Blackmore wrote King Arthur, it also saw critics like Jeremy Sellier, John Dryden, and John Dennis who gave a new direction to understand literature and theatre. Poetry too was revamped and saw the beginning of rhyme schemes. The iambic pentameter was one of the most popular forms of poetry preferred by the poets and the listeners. Odes and pastoral became the new means for exchanging ideas. The poems were mostly realistic and satirical, in which John Dryden reigned supreme, and we have a satirical poem, a Shadwell, in our syllabus. He further divided poetry into three heads: that of fables, that is stories, political satire, and doctrinal poems, means poems which teach you something. You will not find any spiritual bias, moral highness, or philosophy in these poems. Means he does not teach you any morality, which became the signature style of the Restoration era. Then we have the Augustan Age, which started in 1700 and continued till 1745. The Augustan Age took its name from the Roman Emperor Augustus, whose monarchy brought stability in the social and the political environment. It is during his rule that epic writers such as Ovid, Horace, Virgil, etc. flourished. Writers such as Pope, Alexander Pope, John Dryden, Daniel Defoe, Swift, and Samuel Addison were major contributors to this era. Dryden's attempts at satiric verse were highly admired by many generations, and this age is also called the age of Pope because of his noteworthy contributions, especially the Rape of the Lock. And you also have a note on the literary criticism in your course. Then came the age of Johnson, which started in 1745 and continued till 1785. Now, this era made its way into the literary world by stepping out of the shadows of its previous age. Shakespearean literature found appreciation during this era. It brought forth the Gothic. Gothic means, like some magical, where some magic, black magic is involved. So it brought forth the Gothic school of literature. Qualities like balance, reason means, a debate, and intellect were the main focus of this era. Hence, this age is also called the age of sensibility. Important works such as Brooke's A Philosophical Inquiry into the Origins of Our Ideas and On the Sublime and Beautiful, Johnson's The Rambler, Goldsmith's The Vicar of Wakefield are still read. Samuel Johnson, who was born in 1709 and continued till 1784, gave a massive literary contribution which till date is great boon to English literature. And that is the Dictionary of English Language, which was first published in 1755. Though many similar books were used prior to this book, the dictionary in particular was one that was most popularly used and admired right under the printing of the Oxford English Dictionary in 1928. So I'll just give you a few examples of the neoclassical writers and their works. We have John Milton from 1608 to 1674, and we have the greatest work, Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained. Then we have John Dryden from 1631 to 1700, and his great works are To My Lord Chancellor, and you have The Power of Music and Shadwell. We have Alexander Pope from 1688 to 1744. You have an essay on criticism in your course, an excerpt of essay on criticism, and then we have The Rape of the Lock and translation of Iliad. You have Jonathan Swift from 1667 to 1745. You have Gulliver's Travels, which is one of the greatest novels ever written in English literature. Daniel Defoe from 1660 to 1731. You have Robinson Crusoe, again a great literary work. Then we have Samuel Johnson from 1709 to 1784, and his greatest work is A Dictionary of the English Language. So neoclassical classical literature was defined by common sense, order, accuracy, and structure. There was a rise of ballad. Ballad means musical poetry and sentimental poetries, and the poems were realistic and satirical. Comedy and tragedy are the two genres of drama that was prevalent in that era. Novel of sensibility, particularly the work of Horace, Walpole, and Anne Radcliffe, appeared during this era. In short, neoclassical era is perhaps the best characterized by the key notions of imitation, that means copying the classics, rationalism, that is thinking very rationally, and convention, that is following the old rules. Thank you.